Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 22 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, hanging out on my server and playing around with a whole bunch of cool stuff. I want to start working on some new things today. You know what I'm tired of doing, manually at least? Mining. That's right. I would like to start implementing probably what I'm going to call my early game automatic mining system. I'm going to have an early game, I might have a middle game, and then I'll probably even have a late game mining system. I have a couple different ideas in my head for different approaches to mining. Now there's a lot of ways you can automate mining anymore with a lot of the different mods we have. Let's take a look. One option, which you guys have seen me do somewhat recently, is the Thaumonomicon. It has a nifty little gadget here for mining. Let's see, I think it's under Artifice. Yeah, it's this guy, the Arcane Boar. I haven't finished researching it, so I don't think I'm going to jump right into that just now. I think what I want to do for now is set up a basic quarry from Buildcraft. It's kind of like the more simple way to get set up. It's a little bit slower than some of the other mining methods, and it doesn't have so many of the upgrades that the other mining methods can have, but it's pretty basic and straightforward. So I think what I'd like to do is set up a quarry. Now, there's a couple things we're going to need to do to get this thing set up. First off, we're going to have to make sure that our sorting system is properly functioning, and I think it is. I've really been kind of testing it with all the manual mining that I've been doing lately. Anytime I go out into the world and grab a bunch of stuff, I just drop it right into my ender pouch here. It's fun to watch items flow all over the place and get sorted appropriately. Lots of cool stuff going on right there. Then our other thing that we can do and check out, make sure we have stuff in place, is energies. So we're going to need lots of power to power this quarry. It's very power hungry. And my power system that we have at the moment is not quite where it needs to be in order to power this thing. I mean, as it is, we're struggling to maintain the power needs of our whole system and our logistics pipes and all that stuff, so I think we should start working on a different type of power. Sure, I could just throw some more magmatic engines in here, but that would start draining the lava that we have out in our nether that much quicker. We'd have to replace the pump soon, all that kind of crazy stuff. I think I'd like to avoid that and instead work on a new power source that I've kind of been preparing for over the last few episodes. What could that possibly be? Well, let's go outside and see what we've got. Dun dun dun. Over here, we've got a lovely tree farm. So there's several methods of generating power, both Buildcraft and TE power. What we're going to be doing is generating some Buildcraft power here. And this power is going to be used to power our quarry. So one of the options we have is using saplings. Let's take a look at some of the things we can do with them. Saplings can be used. Now, we're going to need to make ourselves some biomass. Oh. Let's see, where is it in here? There we go. So biomass is pretty easy to make. You simply need to get into a fermenter a couple things. First off, some water or some fruit juice, and you'll notice that you have either option here. Now, if you use water and any kind of sapling, you're going to get about 0.25 buckets of the biomass. Now, that's if you use some Biomes of Plenty saplings. You've got other options here. So, for example, if we were to use just the regular old saplings, let's see if I can get this to show up. This is, oh, okay, this is also going to give you 0.25. Cool. Now that's if you use water though. If you want to go ahead and use fruit juice, you'll get 0.375. So almost instead of getting a quarter of a bucket, you'll get about a third, a little bit more than a third. You can use all kinds of different stuff to power this fermenter as well, like fertilizer, mulch, which is something you can make from forestry, and compost. So we're going to need to build like a nice little automation system for getting ourselves a bunch of biomass. That's kind of the plan, at least. So let's get started working on a biomass production line. So first off, we're going to need somewhere to store it. Then we're going to need to use it to generate power. And then finally, we're going to send that power over to our quarry to kind of get things running. And hopefully we should have some fun with it. Now over here, I've kind of dug out a little bit of an area to make sure that I've got enough room to store all this liquid. And I'm going to be using railcraft tanks to get our liquid stored. In order to do that, we're going to need some iron. Let's go with, I don't know, half a stack. See, I'm getting a little bit low on iron. I wouldn't say I'm low, but I would say I'm a little bit low. Glass? Yeah, I'm alright on glass. We're going to need some of that as well. So over to our rolling machine, and we're going to make iron plates. Okay, I don't think I've got any more of these things, do I? Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think I had crafted these much yet. Now, iron plates are going to be used to make tanks. Railcraft adds a bunch of different tanks that are available, and they're both they're multi-block tanks. So what that means is you can build them in different shapes and sizes, and the larger you build your tank in the game, the larger the internal storage of the tank is. So if you build a really large one, you'll be able to store a lot of liquid. You can also build this stuff out of steel, but we don't really have the process to get steel down yet. But if you make it out of steel, you'll be able to store twice as much liquid in your tank in the same size. I think that's what it is. Pretty sure it's twice as much. All right, so we've got some iron tanks here. So let's get a couple things we're going to need. I think I'm going to need 4 of you at the least. And do I have any levers in here? Good, I do have one. Thank you. All right, so there's a couple components we're going to need. First off, we're going to need an iron tank valve. Okay, these are going to be used in the multi-block structure to pump liquids in and out. We're also going to want to have some iron tank gauges, which are basically clear glass kind of see-through areas there. We're going to need some glass panes for this, so I want to get myself a couple. And for now, let's just say we're going to need 8. That should be enough. And then the final component here is going to be iron tank walls. I'm gonna get 24 of them. We'll see if I need more. I didn't really sit down and do like the math in my head like I usually do to say how many we're gonna need. Let's get a pretty... I don't need a huge amount of this stuff. I mean, we're going to be producing it, and hopefully we'll be able to produce it faster than we're using it, but we're gonna find that out pretty soon. And if it turns out we need larger internal storage, then, you know, so be it. Always grab the Certus quartz whenever you can. I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's not common either. And you're going to want a lot of it in the future, so once we get to applied logistics. A couple people posted on my logistics pipes videos. Actually, quite a few comments. Some people are like, oh, just go straight for applied logistics, it's cooler. And other people are like, no, logistics pipes is cooler. And some people are saying, hey, you should use logistics pipes more than AE this season. Don't worry, guys, I have plans. I have good plans. Trust in the direwolf. All right, so the most basic size that you can have here, it even tells you on the tooltip for iron tank walls, you can have anywhere from 4 to 8 blocks tall, and your diameters can be 3 by 3, 5 by 5, 7 by 7, or 9 by 9. It does have to be an odd number of diameters. So we're going to go 3 by 3, and we're going to go, let's go 5 blocks tall. Why not? Well, yeah, okay. Let's go crazy. So we're definitely going to need a little bit more of this then. We're probably going to need a few more of these guys as well, but we'll get to that. And I'm going to put my tank valve here, and where do I want the other one? That's a really good question. Do I want it on the bottom? Bottom might not be a bad idea. Get our wall set up here. Gonna need another one set of these. And that'll pretty much do it for all the iron tank stuff that I made. And once you place the last block in the multi-block, there we go. So unlike the multi-block structure out here, which has to be a specific size, this one can be variable sizes. And again, the larger you make it, the more storage we have. So here I've got the ability to store 720 buckets worth of liquid. It's a pretty good amount of liquid if you ask me. That should be plenty for storing our biogas. So let's then dig into this wall a little bit. I'm just gonna... Oh, no wonder I'm hearing so many zombies and terrible things. So what I'm thinking is, first off, light up this area so that we don't have lots of zombies spawning and everything. Oh man, that leads right to the outside. Neat. Step 2, semi-cover this wall up so that at least it's not letting zombies and monsters in. There we go. And then I need to get myself the block that's going to be producing this. So let's craft ourselves a still. The still is, or not the still, the fermenter. The still's the next piece. We'll get to that, don't worry. So we're going to need some bronze gears, a sturdy casing, and some glass. Shouldn't be too hard. Remember, bronze gears are made out of stone gears and bronze, so since my AE system knows how to make stone gears, let's request 4 of these. Request successful. How am I for bronze? Yeah, not quite good. I didn't really teach this guy how to make bronze, did I? One of these days. Pretty soon, probably. So much automation to do, so little time. Yeah, that's not the right values. There we go. And the fermenter, ready to go. Cool. While we're at it, well, let's get the fermenter set up first. Let me grab, put you away, and you, all this junk in my inventory that I don't need at the moment. How am I for fluid ducts? Alright, hardened glass, we're good on that stuff. And copper. I need some fluid ducts. Awesome. You should go away into my railcraft chest, as should you and you. So my first fermenter will probably go right. I want to make sure we've got enough room, so that's probably a good spot for it. We'll put it right here, and we'll see if I need more than that. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need is water. Now the good news is I'm pretty sure I've got water around here somewhere. Yeah, I do. Nice. Cool. So water can go into here. And we'll cover this thing back up again so that we have our proper setup for this thing. There we go. Water's flowing in. So that's step one. Now we might want to upgrade this to juice in a bit because I do have a good amount of apples out there. I don't have a ton yet, but I have a good amount. I want to run it off water for now just because I don't have a huge amount of apples. At least I don't think I do. Let me double check. How am I for apples? Well, I've got 16 stacks of them. Do I want to go with the juice route? I could. I could have it kind of more intelligently route. We'll see. Let's start with water for now. We'll kind of get the basics going, and then we'll upgrade to apples shortly. How's that sound? All right, that sounds like a good plan. All right, next up we're going to need power. So I made some hardened energy cells here, and I should have power running back here somewhere too. Let's make this a little bit easier to navigate. There we go. I do have power around here somewhere, I'm sure. Oh boy, I'm just running into my water everywhere, aren't I? There's the water power. Whoops. Knew I had some. Cool. Alright, let's make sure that I'm running over to the same line here. This should be the path I want to go down. I guess we'll just have a nice amount of space down here, huh? Alright, hardened energy cells, you're coming with me. Now remember, this runs off Buildcraft power or TE power, I think, but even if it didn't run off TE power, these conduits automatically convert TE to Buildcraft, so we're in good shape. Cool. So we've got power going in. Next up, we're going to need saplings, and we're going to need fertilizer. So let's see how to make fertilizer. Fertilizer is pretty easy to make. It's just sand and apatite, which is a world gen structure. There's a couple other ways to make it, but that's the way we're going to make it for now. We're going to want a logistics pipe set up to automate that. So let's do it. Logistics pipes, crafting table please, request one of you, and crafting logistics pipe, request one of you. Okay, stuff should all be happening, and we should be getting all the stuff we want. Nice. Alright, and then while we're at it, we can get some... Well, you know what? I think I can shift-click this, so I shouldn't even need to get the ingredients. Let's see. Here and here. And here we'll say appetite, shift-click. Awesome. You, import, good, cool. That looks good, right? And do I have that little nifty tool? Do I have that on me? I do. Nice. Okay. Then we're going to want a supplier pipe. Don't think I have access to any of those at the moment. So let's see. A supplier logistics pipe is 2 lapis and a basic logistics pipe. Basic logistics pipe. Lapis. Thank you. Cool. And then I guess finally we're going to want to have some just regular old stone pipes. So stone pipe basic. I'll get the 15 that I have here. And then I'll probably need to make a few more, but that's alright, I've got the resources for it. Kind of surprises me that I don't have a crafting table down here. Oh well, I do now. See how fun it is to watch items flow all over the place? Alright, let's get just enough stuff to make a few more of these. That should be good. Alright, where's probably the nearest line for running stuff back here? It's probably where I just was looking. So, bat form again. Can't go wrong with bat form. So I'm thinking we should probably come back through here. That might not be a terrible idea. So we'll tap into this line. Again, doesn't need to be done, but I like doing it. Cool. So let's first test making appetite, which shouldn't be a problem at all. Or fertilizer. Just going to request one of you for now, and it should send all the items down, make the fertilizer, and then send it up to me. And hopefully this thing intelligently routes stuff, but we're going to find out in a moment. Request mode. $32. Sound cool? Now it should be smart enough to put the fertilizer in the correct slot. There it goes. Cool. So you can see it's requesting the appetite and doing all the stuff it's supposed to do. And it's working just fine. Right? You're working just fine? Yeah, look at that. Fertilizer. Awesome. And any excess fertilizer that's crafted and not needed is going to zip over to the inventory where it belongs, or the default route. In this case, I don't think we have a mod chest here for fertilizer. We don't have anything for forestry, so let's see. Mod-based item sync. Do you have room for forestry stuff? Yeah, you totally do. Mod-based item sync, forestry stuff. You just found a new home. Add that. And now anything from the forestry mod should go in there. You guys can go away because I'm pretty sure I'm done with you for the time being. Cool. Alright, so now we've got that set up. The final thing we're going to need is some saplings. So let's get a few. 32 sounds like a good number. That's how many we'll request to keep in there at one time. And I only got one. Cool. You guys coming, saplings? There they are. They just had a long route to travel. All the way from my tree farm. Alright, so we're going to configure you to also keep 32 saplings stocked. And you should make that request, and we should see them zipping over from the tree farm area at some point. That's the theory. Hey, there they come. Cool. And now we should have action. Cool, we've got biomass production. Look at that. So water plus fertilizer plus saplings with logistics pipes, with thermal expansion, and all kinds of cool stuff happening. Gotta love it. All right, the final piece of this puzzle is pumping the liquid into here, which should be easily done with some fluid ducts. Okay, 1, 2, good to go. You can be opened up. Now I could either apply a lever here, or I could use the little nifty gadget that I like. I'm just gonna use a lever. Well, all right, just because we have the option for a pneumatic tube. That's another thing that I should teach my AE system how to make. Pneumatic servos. I use them enough, don't I? Okay, and redstone control low. See? So you can see the biomass getting pumped in through that little tank spot there, and we are cruising. Now the next thing that I want to make is a still, and I'd like to make that to turn this biogas into biofuel. So there's a couple different ways we could run this if we really wanted to. Let's take a look. Let's see the forestry mod. Now, we could go ahead and run this with a biogas engine, which is a pretty nice engine. It runs straight on biogas. It needs an initial lava investment to start the heat up process, but once it's been heated up, it doesn't need any more lava unless you turn it off and then let it cool down and then turn it back on again. Then it needs a little bit more lava to get heated up, but then the biogas engine keeps running and doesn't use lava. So that's one option, okay? The other option is we could run this on the combustion engine, okay? Combustion engine is from Buildcraft, the vanilla old Buildcraft all by itself, which normally runs on oil or fuel, which you can find oil in world generation. But if you convert the stuff to biofuel, then it can run in the combustion engine. So those are our two options. Let me consider what I'd like to do. All right, guys, just did a little testing in the single-player world, and I said to myself, all right, what's the difference here, and how much of a difference is there? Ethanol is probably going to last a little bit longer, but it's going to require a bit more energy to produce, and it's also only going to produce 4 Minecraft joules per tick in a combustion engine, whereas this stuff, the biomass, is going to produce 5 MJ per tick in a combustion engine. So I think that's one way I want to go with it. Now there are other ways to produce biogas, by the way. I think Minecraft Reloaded calls it biofuel, and I think it'll work in the same method, but for this we're going to need a biofuel generator, which we just, I don't have, well, I do have the resources to make right now, but I think we're going to stick with the biomass. We'll probably look at biofuel from Minecraft Reloaded in a bit. So let me sleep through the night here, get rid of all these annoying zombie and animal sounds. What's up, Creeper? Go away so I can sleep. And we'll be back in a minute to get ready to make our stuff. Alright, so let's get started with a basic setup here. I would like to have the following things. I think I'm going to go with, like I said, the biogas engine. So let's see. There it is, biogas engine. This requires a bronze gear or 2, a piston, some glass, and some more bronze. So we're going to need a lot of bronze. I already taught my AE system how to make it. Hooray. So I'm just going to request a stack of bronze. Missing tin and copper? What? Oh, you know what? I bet you're not ore dictionarying it, are you? Probably not. That could be why. Because I just kind of was unclear about which kind of copper. I did the shift-click thing. There we go. Let's import you now and see if you are better at making bronze. Alright, good to note. There we are. Cool. I think there is some kind of upgrade or something you can do with the ore dictionary. I'll take a look at that for you guys and let you know. Hooray, it's raining bronze. Okay, so, did I ever teach this thing how to make pistons either? Because those are something that I would love for it to know how to make. Alright, let's do that then real fast. Don't mind me. Just running over here and teaching this guy how to make a piston. There we go. Import that, and I guess while I'm at it, real quick, just because I'm here. Nice. That's cool. So let's go with 5 pistons. That sounds like a good number. And for that, we're going to need 10 stone gears. And then we're going to need some good amount of glass and bronze and all that stuff. So that stuff should start cooking up for me. Everything's zipping around down there, getting everything ready. I'll wait for a minute and be right back. So there we go. We got the first of our stone gears. Much better. Bronze upgrade, go. And then we will get ourselves biogas engines. Everybody always yells at me for calling it biogas, even though I think it has officially changed its name to BioMass. But the engine's still called a biogas engine, so until Sengir changes that, I'll go ahead and call it whichever one I want. Ha. So this will produce 5 MJ per tick, 5 of them total 25 MJ per tick. Now the quarry can actually take a little bit more than that, and the more energy you feed your quarry, the faster it's going to run, but I feel like this is a good number. One more thing I want to do is get myself some buckets. That's cool. That's not really what I meant to get. Let's get 8 more tin. What I want to make is upside down bucket cans. We've seen this before. I'm just going to come over here, and I'm pretty sure I can just right click on you and get myself some cans of lava. That looks pretty good. Alright, so we've got that, we've got that. I guess it's only, the only thing left to do is make a quarry, huh? Yeah, sounds like a plan. So let's get the ingredients for that. I'm going to need some gears. 7 iron gears to be exact. Because a quarry requires 3 iron, 2 gold, and 2 diamond. So while I'm at it, I should request the requisite 11 diamonds I'm going to need. And the 8 gold. Cool. A few more pieces of, there goes the gears, excellent. So let's upgrade you guys. Actually, I needed 8 more gold, I forgot. Because in order to get the diamond gears, we're also going to need gold gears for them as well. So it's a pretty expensive machine, but it's totally worth it in the end. And then finally a diamond pickaxe and a piece of redstone. There it is. Oh right, shift click doesn't work with non-stackable items for some weird reason. My first quarry. Hooray! To go along with this quarry, by the way, we're going to want some landmarks. So I'm going to need 3 in total. And I should also make sure I have a lever to go with them. And I think that's about it. Let's get some Buildcraft power pipes going on here. I could use the hardened energy conduits, but I think I want to use Buildcraft power pipes because I'm also going to want to use gates and stuff, and you can only use gates on the Buildcraft power pipes. So let's take a look at power pipes. Buildcraft has recently changed how its power pipes work. There's a little bit of a difference to the amount of power you can get. So first off, we're going to need some wooden pipes. These are what's going to come off of the biogas engine. So we're definitely going to need some wooden pipes to get the power out of the engines. And then we're also going to need a certain amount of power. Now remember I said I'm going to be producing 5 MJ per tick. We've got 5 biogas engines for a total of 25 MJ per tick tops that we can be producing here, right? So you can see on the tooltip how much energy is allowed to travel through each pipe. Okay, so if I were to make stone pipes, I can only transfer 16 MJ per tick. And it, unlike the industrial craft stuff, it won't explode. It'll just prevent the power from flowing through, kind of like the thermal expansion stuff. So we don't want to go with that. We want to go with something that has more than that. So it doesn't look like there's a 6. Is there a 32 anywhere? I don't think so. I think we'll have to go with quartz kinesis pipes. Okay, so this is just 2 blocks of quartz with glass in the middle, and then all the power pipes are just their counterparts with redstone attached to it. Okay, So we'll go with, the quartz ones. So let's get them going. Let's see. Quartz, do I have a good amount of that stuff? I wouldn't call it a good amount, but it should be enough to get me going. There we go. And then redstone, we're going to need like... I'll just grab some extra in case. All right, we're also going to need our wooden transport pipes. I don't think I have any, but I can get some real fast. Okay, we'll convert all these guys, and we'll convert all these guys. Cool. And I think that's about what I'm going to need. If I need anything else, we'll find out. Oh, I know what I was going to need. I'm going to need to get myself something that can transfer the items back to my base from the quarry. For that, I'm going to use the ender chest. Cool. So let's, actually, I'm going to use blue wool instead of white wool. And then I should have everything I need here. Let's find out. You, and you. And because I use blue wool, it's automatically going to give me a blue ender chest, which matches that one. Cool, right? All right, so we've got that going on. All right, meet you guys out at a spot. I don't know where I want to do this. Let's find a good place. So my recommendation to you with a quarry is just note that it's going to pretty much destroy your terrain. So it's going to create a big giant hole in the world. So do it somewhere far enough away from your base that you don't have to see this ugly eyesore. Another option is to do it in a Mistcraft age, but we don't have Mistcraft ready yet, so we'll do it in the overworld for now. So to get your quarry set up is pretty simple. First off, you're going to need to map out where you want the quarry to be. If you just placed it on the ground all by itself, like so, it'll do like a nice little default size. You'll also note that a little message at the bottom is telling you it's going to automatically keep these chunks loaded. And if we take a look at the overlay for loaded chunks, we'll see that it's automatically loading these chunks for us, which is kind of nice. Okay, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to make a slightly larger quarry. To do that, place down your landmark, and then apply a redstone signal to see the different directions it can go. Now, if you want a max size quarry, you can kind of follow the line here, and you'll see that it'll terminate at the point where it can is at the maximum size. So I think it's 64 blocks or something like that. But for now, you know what? I don't think we need a totally max size quarry. Let's just go with a slightly smaller size. The reason maybe to do this is that what you're looking for is not like the top level material, or looking for something down further. So the larger your quarry, the longer it's going to take to get to the point where you're hitting down at the bottom and getting like iron and gold and diamonds, which is kind of what I'm looking for here. So by making a smaller quarry, you're going to get to that stuff quicker. You're also, of course, going to get less of it in the long run. So it's really up to you. Do you want to quickly get your stuff, or be patient and get it a little bit later? And of course, if you're running on a server, this isn't that big a deal because the server is going to keep this area chunk loaded, and as long as chunk loading is all good, you'll be all right. For now, let's right click this guy, get that set up, and right click here. And now we should be chunk loading all these chunks. Look at that, 13 chunks in total are going to be kept loaded, and you can kind of see that on my minimap. Cool, right? Let's hide this overlay of loaded chunks. None. And now we're talking some good stuff. All we need to do is apply some power here. And like I said, we're going to want to get ourselves some biogas engines. You know what I didn't bring with me was pretty important? Biogas. That's okay. We're going to automate getting the biogas over here. But for now, I'm going to place my ender chest next to this guy. He'll either output to an adjacent pipe or to an adjacent inventory. In this case, I want it to be directly to that thing. We're going to set up our wooden kinesis pipes. Remember, I've got 5 biogas engines. And then we want the quartz kinesis pipes here to go directly into this guy. Cool. We're also going to want a couple levers, okay? And that's going to be because these machines will need redstone signal to be turned on. Excellent. Finally, we need the biogas itself. For now, I'm going to transport it over here in cans because we're running close to the end of the episode, but next episode we'll be back to automate this. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so as usual, we're kind of running over on time here, so we do have to wrap up very soon, but I'm just filling up my cans here, and I want to show you how to do this from an iron tank. Just drop the can into the top slot in the inventory, and it'll slowly fill up from the internal biomass. Nice. Are you producing more? You are not at the moment. Why would that be? You've got power. Interesting. I don't know. I'll figure out why that's not running at the moment in a few. For now, though, we've got this, and then I want to get the last of them. So we've only got about 10 different options for transferring liquid from one location to another, so I'll come up with something interesting. For now, though, let's go ahead and just drop some biomass cans and some lava cans into each of these little guys' setups. So there you go, there you go. This will take care of heating it up, like I told you. And finally, you and you. That'll do. Cool. So remember, only a small amount of lava investment initially to kind of get that heat going, and then once it's heated up, the biomass will be used and it'll start generating power. We can see the power flowing through the pipes, and the quarry will start building itself. You can see that little laser over there building the quarry for us. The more power it's got, the faster it's going to run. So let's start building up all this power here. These guys should all start running in just a moment. There it goes, and energy is pumping into the line. Cool. And we can see, of course, this line producing, a little bit more energy. It looks like is running through there because it's, all condensing into this spot and then straight into the quarry. So you can see how much MJ is stored in there, the max power it can take, that kind of cool stuff. And this guy is building us a nice little quarry. In a moment here, we'll see it getting finished up. And then we're going to have to wrap up the episode. And there we go. The quarry is off and running. What it's going to do is it's going to find the highest point within this area and it's going to clear it out, and then it's going to kind of go down a more methodical path. So there we go. It just took care of that piece of sand, and the quarry's running. Now that sand is going to be deposited directly into the ender chest. We should see it kind of clearing away some space in here as it does. So it's got a little bit of initial time to kind of clear up that top level, as you can see. But all the sand should be dropped right in here, and yeah, it looks like it's working pretty well. So for now, we got to wrap up the episode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this running between this episode and next. It'll probably burn through all the biomass that I've given it by the time we get back next episode. I should get back to my house. Those areas will stay chunk loaded, I think. Actually, let's check the chunk boundaries on this thing. Oh, good. The quarry, wow, just by luck, it's keeping this area loaded, right? Overlay, loaded chunks. Yes, this area should be loaded, this chunk. Excellent. That's what I was hoping for. So what I'll do is, come on now. There we go. Start working on getting the transportation of liquids ready for next episode. For now, though, we definitely have to wrap up. So this is Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. We've got a quarry running. We've got biomass being produced. I will catch you guys next time. Take it easy.